Now, students, today we will discuss about components of language. Linguists have identified five basic components: phonology, morphology, syntax, semantics, and pragmatics. Morphology is word structure, phonology, organization of speech, sound, and phonetics, production, transmission, and perception of speech, where syntax is the sentence structure and semantics is meaning of the word. Some linguists have divided language into three major components. These are form, content, and use, in which form involves three subcomponents: syntax, morphology, and phonology. First, morphology. The means the way words are formed. Morphology is the study of the smallest meaningful units in speech and writing. Morpheme relates to the smallest unit of meaning. Now, morphology is the study of the internal structure of words and forms a core part of linguistic study today. The term morphology is Greek and is a makeup of for morph meaning shape, form, and ology, which means the study of something. Morphology as a subdiscipline of linguistics was named for the first time in 1859 by the German linguist August Schleicher, Schleicher, August Schleicher, who used the term for the study of the form of words. Word is the smallest independent unit of language. It don't depend on other words, cannot can be separated from other units, and it can change position. Means the words have three properties. These words don't depend on other words. It can be separated from other units, and it can change position. Morphemes are the building blocks of morphology. The linguistics morphology is the study of words, how they are formed, and their relationship to other words in the same language. It analyzes the structure of words and parts of words such as stems, root words, prefixes, and suffixes. I again repeat, in linguistics, morphology is the study of words, how they are formed, and their relationship to other words in the same language. It analyzes the structure of words and parts of words such as stems, root words, prefixes, and suffixes. Now, the phonology. What is phonology? The sound system of a language is called phonology. Language has a set of sounds peculiar to it. The sound stands for words. The word stands for objects, ideas, process, etc. For example, pain, advice, relative, selling, and singing, etc. Each word has a meaning. Again, you can listen. The sound system of a language is called phonology. Language has a set of sounds. The sound stands for words. The word stands for object, ideas, process, etc. For example, pain, advice, relative, selling, and singing, etc. Each word has a meaning. In other words, phonology is the study of the patterns of sounds and their meanings in a language and across languages. It is the study of the categorical organization of speech sounds in languages, how speech sounds are organized in the mind and used to convey meaning. Please listen carefully. Phonology is the study of the categorical organization of speech sounds in languages, how speech sounds are organized in the mind and used to convey meaning. An example of phonology is the study of different sounds and the way they come together to form speech and words. An example of phonology is the study of the movements the body goes through in order to create sounds, such as the pronunciation of the letter T in bet, where the vocal cords stop vibrating, causing the T sound to be a result of the placement of the tongue behind the teeth. Pronunciate bet and understand it. Where the vocal cords stop vibrating, causing the T sound to be a result of the placement of the tongue behind the teeth and the flow of air. Phonology tells us what sounds are in a language, how they do, and can combine into words and explains why. Means phonology tells us what sounds are in a language, how they do, and can combine into words and explain why. Sounds can be divided into consonants and vowels. There are 44 sounds in English language, 19 or 20 from vowel letters and remaining from consonants. Totally, there are 44 sounds in English language. Now, what is semantics? Semantics is the study of the relationship between words and how we draw meaning from those words. I repeat again, semantics is the study of the relationship between words and how we draw meaning from those words. People can absolutely interpret words differently and draw different meanings from them. In other words, we can say semantics is the study of meaning. There are two types of meaning, conceptual meaning and associative meaning. Both conceptual is connotative or literal meaning, and associative is denotative or affective meaning. Sorry, conceptual is literal meaning, and associative meaning is other is associative meaning, and literal meaning these are also called connotative and denotative meanings. Both semantics and pragmatics are two main branches of study in linguistics. The main difference between semantics and pragmatics is that the semantics studies the meaning of words and their meaning within sentences, whereas the pragmatics studies the same words and meaning but with emphasis on their context as well. Pragmatics is the study of meaning in language in a particular context. This includes the place where the thing is said, who says it, and the things that you have already said. Also, pragmatics studies how people speaks when they both know something. Pragmatics is the study of how words are used. An example of pragmatics is the study of how people react to different symbols An example of pragmatic is how the same word can have different meanings in different settings. The only similarity between the two is that they both deal with the meaning of words and sentences, but in different ways. The fields of pragmatics and semantics are related to one another. As an example, some categories in semantics require the application of pragmatics in order to have a satisfactory interpretation. Now, a question arises: what are semantics in writing? Semantics is one of the important branches of linguistics and deals with interpretation and meaning of the words, sentence structure, and symbols. Again, I repeat, semantics is one of the important branches of linguistics and deals with interpretation and meaning of the words, sentence structure, and symbols. In addition, in addition, sometimes semantics constructs a relation between adjoining words and clarifies the sense of a sentence, whether the meanings of words are literal or figurative. Differential meaning is also called denotative meaning and descriptive meaning, whereas conceptual meaning is also called connotative meaning. Denotation is the literal meaning of the word, that is cognitive, and connotation is a feeling or indirect meaning, that is associative meaning. Yani, there are two types of learning: conceptual and associative. Conceptual is also called referential meaning or denotative meaning, that is literal meaning of the word. This is also called cognitive meaning, whereas associative meaning is connotative meaning, that is a feeling, affective meaning of the word. We will discuss about syntax in another class. Today's class is over.